like a Hellcat.
Hello everyone, we are back with another Let's Read. This time I am joined with Noir Logic, as always. I have to keep him chained by the radiator, otherwise he's gonna escape.
Help me.
Anyway, he loves going on these weird adventures, but so we're here with a very special fanfic. As you guys are well aware that I used to date the author right in front of you. And she wrote a series of just these fanfics. Their logic is so fucking flawed. However, there is trigger warning worthy fucking material in these.
Seriously?
Well, remember when I told you there was things like child molestation and rape and whatnot?
Oh yeah, the fun stuff.
Yeah. It made me think if she had a fetish for it. But essentially this is a Chuggington fanfic, and if you aren't well aware, Chuggington is a kid's show. I write fanfics for it too, but you know, my fanfics are a little fucked up. It's just, think of Deadpool when you read them. But anyway, shows how we get started.
Yeah, let's knock this out. How should I go about this? Paragraph by paragraph, or?
Yeah. Hey readers, this is a new story based on Zach, my OC Kara, self-insert. It was requested by an alias I no longer go by, who asked me to do this, so this is done especially for you. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, I'm going to enjoy ripping it apart.
Oh no. I'll take care of this. Zach's point of view. Did it go well, boss? Ragnar, one of my men, asked as I walked into the building. I didn't say anything and gave my blood-covered axe to him. I guess that's a yes, he said, looking at it. Clean it, sharpen it, I said, and I walked into my office. He nodded and took it off. I sighed, sitting in my chair, leaning back, putting my boots on my desk. Hey, Sierra, I called out, and the young girl walked in. You called? She said, looking at me, smiling. She was an African girl, full of life. Her eyes had this sparkle in them every time she smiled, and she had the most free spirit I had ever seen in a girl. I had taken away from her grandparents as they were hurting her. She had lost her parents as a baby, and her grandparents took them up, and then as she got older, they hurt her more. Okay. I had killed them and brought her back, and she was now like my personal secretary. Sexist. But she looked at me as a father. How about making me a coffee? I could use it, I said. Yes, sir, she said, and walked out. I smiled to myself and picked up a folder, looking at it.
I need to put a fucking and counter for every time she uses fucking and in a sentence. Use a fucking comma! What the hell is wrong with you?
And.
And then...
and picked up a folder, looking at it, before putting a stamp mark across the picture. Oh, man.
Sierra came back a few minutes later and handed me my coffee. Thanks, hun, I murmured, taking it. That's okay, she said, and sat down looking at the folder. The word eliminated was stamped across the photo. You tell me about the job, please? She asked, and I sat up a bit. What's there to talk about? He was just another child kidnapper, I murmured. Did you take the kids from him? She asked, and I smiled. Yeah. They're getting put into the register, I said, and she smiled at me. I see them? She asked. I got up. Yeah. Come on, I'll take you, I said, and she followed me out of my office. I locked my office and we headed down the hallway. Fucking grammar, what is it?
We got out of the front of the building. Rose was at the desk with a whole bunch of kids putting their names, ages, and photos into the system. Rose, Sierra wants to meet the kids, I said, and she got up smiling. Yes, sir, she said, and took Sierra's hand and led her to the kids. Yes, on bands. I walked off to find Ragnar and my axe. I walked off into a room and Ragnar was sharpening my axe. Rag, you finished my axe yet? I asked, and he turned around. Almost, boss, he said, and I nodded. I sat down in a chair and I leaned back in it, sighing. Then I heard the phone ring out of the front office. A moment later, Rose came in. Sir, you have someone coming to see you in a few minutes, she said, and I nodded. Okay. Fuck. Okay, I murmured. Rag finished sharpening my axe and gave it back to me, and I headed off to my office. I walked in, setting my axe in its place on the wall. I was going through files when Sierra came in. They're here, she said, and I nodded, and headed off to see Jackman. Try again. I headed out to see Jackman, Callie, and Wilson.
Walking.
Yeah, Wilson walking. I'm getting a little lost. Block of text intimidating. I walked over and Jackman smiled at me. What's up? I asked. There's a problem, he said, and I shrugged. So, sort it. What's it got to do with me? I asked and headed back to my office. There's something wrong, Jackman said, following me. And I have to sort this how? Jackman sighed as we walked in the office. Zach, kids are disappearing all over Chuggington. I only saw one yesterday and now they're gone, he said. You have to find them, Callie said. I only go after kids once I know who's taking them and if they're at risk, I said, sitting down. I can't just go off to find a bunch of kids who've gone missing unless I know who did it first. They sat down and Ragnar ran in. Boss, you're gonna want to see this, he said and ran out. We got up and walked out of my office and everyone was heading outside. I frowned and followed them, and I ran ahead of them with Rag following me. Chug Patrol followed after him. Oh boy.
And then. Fucking block of text with ands and nothing is it doesn't sit in your mouth well.
It feels a little weird.
We haven't even gotten to this fanfic, but anyway. That's until we get to the Yuri fic and then you realize, oh! Anyway, let's see, where am I? Okay. We got up on top of a building and there was a group of kids wandering around. I could tell they were homeless. Duh. Anyway, I then saw a group of men heading for them loaded with weapons. There was a flash of blue that surrounded the children. They froze looking around and then surrounded them completely in a cloud of blue. The armed men ran at the blue circle, but the children were gone. They stopped and looked around and I growled, "Get my stuff," I hissed. And Rag ran off and got my gear, handing it to me. I put my gear on and ran off down the street. I had no idea what or who I was going to be dealing with, but I had to stop them from taking these kids.
Not these kids.
You literally sat there and did absolutely jack shit the past 5 minutes.
I ran off through the city and headed in towards the forest. I saw someone disappear off through the trees and I picked up the pace. I ran faster, catching up when I was knocked off my feet by a wave of blue. I had no idea what this was, but it was pissing me off. I got up and ran after them again. I eventually lost track of where they went and I frowned and headed home. I got to the office and Ragnar took my axe. "I'll see you later, boss," he said, and I nodded and headed home. I just got home and out of my truck when Fletch raced up to the house on his bike. "What's there, kiddo?" I asked, looking at him. I was racing Tyne?
Tyne, yeah.
I was racing Tyne here. I took a shortcut and won, he said, smiling, and I rolled my eyes. He got off taking his helmet and followed me inside. We sat down talking when Tyne pulled up a minute later. "You fucking cheat," she growled, walking inside, and he gave her the middle finger. "Don't care, baby," he murmured, and she punched his arm. "You're just jealous because I got here first."
Her.
So I got her first. Her. He said, her.
Let's get out of her.
Hurr. Her.
Girl, he was just her a minute ago.
Her.
I knew immediately we were gonna find something to laugh over. Her grammar is so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, her.
And she dedicated this fanfic to me and she couldn't fucking spell right.
Hearto. I feel the love.
Hearts out for, dicks out for her, me. Can we put that picture on the screen, please?
Yes. Oh, man.
Anyway, where did we leave off?
I got her first. She said, and she sat next to me, leaning on me. "Dad," she whimpered and I groaned. You're grown up. Wait, what?
You're grown up now.
You're grown up now. I don't need to sort your arguments. I said, and Tyne looked at me. That day, she asked. I lost track of someone who took a bunch of kids. I remember, and she hugged me tightly. There's a lot of murmuring going on. Murmur. So basically, if this dialogue wasn't shouting from the dude sharpening the axe, it was just a lot of whispering, basically. It's like, hey, something's wrong. Okay.
Hey, baby, what the fuck? I forget when I snap my fingers. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We just got out of a Sonic Let's Read before this fucking video.
So we're a little loopy. We're a little bad. We're feeling a little odd. All right.
Getting back on track. Let's get out of her. I should share this with Kara later and say, you know, this is what we honestly think of you.
You know what? Fuck it. There's something wrong with a good, healthy critique.
Yeah.
This is fine.
This is fine.
This is fine. This is okay.
This is okay. I am willing to live with the consequences that are happening right now.
I am okay with this. The whole world is burning behind me. I am definitely okay with this.
Okay. They stayed at my place till late. Are you two heading home? I asked after a while. Nah, I was heading to Tyne's, Fletch said, and I wanted to check on you, but it sounded like you could use the company, she said, and I smiled. Suddenly, Fletch is a girl. Wow, he had a vagina.
What? Gender fluid much?
He had a vagina the entire time? Holy shit.
No, it's okay. It's just gender fluid. He's just feeling like a girl now.
You know what's funny? Is the voice actor who plays Fletch for the US version is actually a black guy.
Oh, nice.
Fucking brutal, Nix! Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you do a black guy voice every time he speaks?
Baby, I'm gonna butter your bread.
Hey, baby, you want some fuck? Anyway. Put the A, baby, you want some fuck count on the screen.
This is all you.
And I wanted to check on you, but it sounded like you could use the company, she said, and I smiled. Alright, you two stay here for the night, I said, walking into the kitchen. Oh, no you don't, Tyne said, pushing me into the lounge and making me sit on the couch. I'll sort dinner, you rest, she said, and I smiled. Thanks, sweetie, I said softly. Well, he's not sexist at all. I said softly. Fletch and I talked while Tyne made dinner. I sighed lying on the couch. Fletch sighed softly and turned on the news. News has come that the local homeless children have been disappearing. These kids are ranging anywhere from babies up to the age of 21. Any news on these sightings should be reported to the police. Mr. Zach Selinsky and his troops have been patrolling the city trying to stop them. They managed to stop 99% of them, but there is someone out there has been taking them without getting caught, the reporter said. Drug Patrol Chief Jackman said that he noticed that it was happening a lot, but never took much notice until he noticed that they were only kids between those ages. It's been worrying him, and fucking that "and" came out of nowhere.
And
he got on to Zach, and he agreed to go after them. One of Zach's workers, Ragnar Nakahara, and also told us that they had seen a blue circle surround the kids. When it was clear that they were gone when Zach followed them, and he wasn't able to keep up, and a blue shockwave was seen to have hit him. We don't know what this is, but it's not going to be easy. Oh, and some people are worried that they will end up taking all the children, but police are assuring people to not. Fuck! Ladies and gentlemen, we are all top of chapter 1, and I'm already getting ready to fucking lose it. Oh my god, we've been recording for 14 minutes. Are you fucking me?
Where were we?
Do not worry, as Zach and his troops has never let us out. And he will get to the bottom of this. I groan. Great. I need... Damn it. English motherfucker, dude, you write it! God fucking damn it!
Oh man.
Everything started out fine, and then we start reading about a motherfucking ands that are in the fucking sentence. And then we're just like, have to add and at the beginning of every fucking sentence. Can we put an and counter on the fucking screen, please? Please. I hurt all over. My foot fucking hurts from stomping on the fucking ground because this is how fucking pissed off I am. I am so fucking glad I didn't take any notes because I would have sent her a note on fucking DeviantArt that says, "Do you even English, motherfucker?" Okay. Let's see. And great. And I've got the whole of Chuggington depending on me, I murmured. Could be worse, Fletch mumbled. How? Could be Tootington too, I nodded and chuckled. Oh, Jesus. And glad it's not, though. I murmured.
Tide came out without dinner, and we ate it. What? Okay. Time came out without food, and we ate it slowly. The nothing that you brought, we ate it.
We got get a fucking drink because this shit's ridiculous. I threw up a bit in my mouth.
Christ alive. Alright, let's...
Fuck my life. I'm done.
Oh man. Ty came out without dinner and we ate it slowly. We talked about work and stuff. Seriously. We talked about work and stuff and then we cleaned up from dinner. We then had an early bed to get... What is this? We then had an early bed to get as much rest as possible. I didn't get much sleep though. I couldn't stop thinking about the kids I had seen get taken earlier. Oh boy. Where am I? I hated it when I didn't stop the person doing it. I wasn't keeping the kids safe from harm. And that was part of my job. I sighed sadly, rolling over outside. I could see a huge flash of blue. Not again. I murmured and pulled the blankets up over my head. I'd deal with it tomorrow. Yo! That's a lie! That's not cool. So basically, he had this inner monologue saying, "Man, I feel bad that I couldn't take care of the kids and they're my responsibility." He just saw the blue light again and he just said no.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
Basically is what he said, but that totally just says fuck you, whatever you were just thinking about. Where's the
Okay, this is my fucking ex we're talking about. She has no fucking logic. I don't even think she went to fucking school when she came up with this motherfucking monstrosity. We can't even get past chapter 1 without having to pause to put an "and" at the beginning of every fucking sentence. God, her presence offends me.
Jesus.
I literally had to fucking leave the room to prevent myself from going ape shit in the room.
Alright.
Okay.
You ready for the next paragraph, or do I take over?
The next morning, Brewster, Fletch, and Tyne, and Cormac, and I were out working. We were busy fixing up some area of the city. You know, just going down to the fucking hood and getting shot up. Nothing unusual there. Just fucking, hey man, we're getting fucking jumped, but we gotta get this road construction done first. Bitches be fucking tripping. I don't know, my ex wasn't a fucking prostitute standing out in the middle of the fucking street. What if her actual name was Bubba?
Oh, God.
If I don't fuck with you. Fucking, ain't nobody gonna touch that dirty ass pussy of yours. Fuck that shit. I'm just out in the ghetto getting jumped and shot at. Nothing out of the ordinary there. And I was telling Tyne and Fletch and Brewster and Cormac and about the night before and seeing the Stranger of the Light again. And then. You know, it's strange, that light. What's causing it? Tyne said thoughtfully. God, you make me want to puke. I just ate a while ago. I don't know, but I hate it. I'm failing my job, I said, and Fletch shook his head.
No, that's just failing.
Okay, failing. From my end, it looked like falling, and I'm just like, falling with an extra L. You notice how we're just coming up with random ass words.
And
Fletch shook his head. And no, you're not. And sometimes things that happen that we don't know why, but there's always a reason. It'll work out one day, but until then, you can only just keep going on and trying your best. He said, and we all looked at him shocked. What? He said, what? He said, looking at us. You just said all that. Tyne said, yeah. That's what he's always telling us. He said, pointing over at me. I guess I am, aren't I? I said, smiling. He nodded, smiling, and I heard Brewster and Cormac giggling. Sounds strange. Him saying something like that, Brewster said. Brewster's also played by a black guy. Actually, a little black boy. Maybe you can make that fucking happen. I think the last time I checked, his actor was like in his teens. Brewster said, and Cormac nodded. I then stood up, stretching, and stared behind him. You right, Zach? Tyne asked, looking at me. Fletch looked in the direction I was looking and stared in the direction. Yo, Tyne, check that out, he said, and she turned around, and Rag was walking over with a brown-haired female. Wow, she said, and the other two looked at her. Plot twist, Tyne's her mother. Anyway.
Fuck.
That's why I said it's zesty lusty.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Anyway. Where did I leave off on?
You're tight, check it out. It says, wow.
She was about Tyne's height, and I couldn't take my eyes off of her for a second. Oh yeah. Sweetie, he's coming for that child booty. I mean, what?
I love little girls, they make me feel so good.
Anyway. It's like,
cringe.
Rag got closer and I tossed some of the rubble away. Rag walked over with her. Yo, boss, she found us. Who is she exactly? Maybe this will help, she said, moving one hand and sent out a blue shockwave behind her, and I gasped.
Next.
I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man.